Glad to have you join us on the AM News on Ogtv, the People's Tele. I am Dominic Agbea. President Bola Tinubu has conferred a posthumous award of the Commander of the Federal Republic, CFR, on the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja. He made the declaration during the interment in honor of the late warrior at the National Cemetery in Mogadishu, Abuja. The president extolled the virtues of the late warrior, eulogizing his contributions to national security. According to Tinubu, the appointment of Lagbaja as the Chief of Army Staff was one of his finest made so far.
Lieutenant General Lagbaja, our nation has indeed lost a rare gem who truly distinguished himself as a thoroughbred professional soldier. Throughout his military career, his legacy of service will be cherished forever. As an eternal symbol of our appreciation, I've granted late Chief of Army Staff the posthumous national honor of Commander of the Federal Republic of Niger, CFR. I invite his wife, Maria, to collect
Tinubu also reiterated his administration's commitment to support members of the armed forces who work hard to defend the nation. He expressed gratitude to the Lagbaja family for allowing the late Chief of Army Staff to serve with honor, saying that the works of the late warrior would continue to serve generations yet unborn. The event had in attendance Vice President Kashim Shettima, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Defense Minister, governors, and top military officials. May the soul of the late Chief of Army Staff continue to rest in peace. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has called for a violence-free governorship election in Ondo State and commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for its readiness for the exercise. The president, in a statement by a spokesperson, Bayo Ononuga, urged political stakeholders and the electorate to uphold peace and decorum and fulfill their civic responsibility without fear before or after the elections. He lauded INEC for its preparedness for the election and that of security personnel who have assured of a peaceful poll. He emphasized that it is in the best interest of all Nigerians to ensure a free and fair election and consolidate the over 25 years of democratic governance. And in Ogun State, it is just a few hours to the Ogun State local government election across the 20 local government areas of the state. Matthew Shomi was out to gauge the expectations of people ahead of the election, as well as the final preparations of the State Independent Electoral Commission. His report.
Few hours from now, the people of Ogun State will be going to the poll to choose the candidates of their choice to run their affairs at the 20 local governments in the state. As many look forward to the day with keen interest, given the upscale of activities across various political parties ahead of the election, others call for the right things to be done by different stakeholders for a hitch-free exercise.
Free and fair, we expect a free and fair election. It is the arm of government that is closest to the people. So we are expecting that people come in mass to exercise their franchise and the government provide the enabling security.
A ní di àlàáfíà ṣó ti yẹ kí Nàìjíríà wa kó wà òkè ṣó ti yẹ kó bá wa tún gbogbo Nàìjíríà kó bá wa tún ṣe kọ́kọ́ wa balẹ̀ nǹkan tá a fẹ́ Nàìjíríà nìyẹn.
The youths also say they have critical roles to play in whatever the outcome of the election will be.
On the part of the youths constituency, we've been doing all we can to ensure inclusion and to also ensure that we fully participate in this election. Of course, we've long agitated for the not long to rule law, and it is here already. It's already giving our young people enough chances. We are also here today to look at what we can do, particularly in terms of observance duty for this election, and to also get our young people to be part of the process, to go around, to mobilize themselves in mass, to vote for the candidates of their choice.
Meanwhile, electoral materials are already being moved to different local government areas as revealed during a visit to the office of the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission ahead of the election. The materials are expected to arrive at different local government areas early enough to ensure a smooth exercise. Matthew Showme, Ogtv News.
In the same vein, Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency TRACE has pledged to ensure safety protocols are observed and the restriction order regulating vehicular movement from 8 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon is adhered to on Ogun State roads, which falls under the 18 major traffic corridors spread across the 3 senatorial districts and 20 local government areas of the state during the forthcoming local government elections scheduled for Saturday, November 16th, 2024. The exercise, according to a statement from the Office of the TRACE Commander and Chief Executive Officer, Commandant Sheini Ogunyemi, is in synergy with other security agencies to ensure orderliness during and after the election, as well as assist workflow and monitor the progress of election through different departments in tracking suspicious movement and provide adequate information to relevant authority as witnessed in locations and other roads. He noted that TRACE, in collaboration with other security agencies under the auspices of the state security architecture, will place on standby rescue equipment for quick response to emergency traffic challenges like crashes, obstructions, and vehicular breakdown that may hinder election materials from getting to their locations on time. However, only those on essential duties and whose calling is of paramount importance to the success of the election, bearing the local government election tag as observers and security personnel, would be excused from the restriction order. And away from election matters now, the National Judicial Council, NJC, has suspended Justice G.C. Aguna of the High Court of Rivers State and Justice Eho Nwabunike of the Anambra State High Court from performing judicial functions. They were both suspended for the period of 1 year without pay and placed on watch list for 2 years thereafter. According to a statement by the council, the decision was taken at the 107th meeting of the NJC chaired by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat Kekeriekun, on 13th and 14th November 2024. A total of 57 judicial officers were sanctioned for various acts of misconduct. The council also recommended 2 heads of court for compulsory retirement over falsification of age. The council also empaneled a committee to investigate all complaints and petitions against Honorable Justice Oye Ojo, Chief Judge of Osun State. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has dismissed the suit instituted by 16 states of the Federation against the Attorney General of the Federation, challenging the constitutionality of the acts establishing the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and 2 other anti-corruption agencies. The other agencies are the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU. The Apex Court dismissed it for lacking in merit. Delivering the lead judgment, Justice Nwani Abba Aji held that the states were completely wrong in holding that EFCC establishment established by an act of the National Assembly was an illegal and unlawful body. Justice Abba Aji, who led a 7-member panel of justices, ruled that the EFCC Act, which is not a treaty but a convention, does not need the ratification of the Houses of Assembly. The court had earlier dismissed all objections of the federal government to the suit filed by the states. Justice Abba Aji said the plaintiff's case was against the Attorney General of the Federation and not any of the agencies mentioned. Hence, the Supreme Court has jurisdiction to determine it. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has felicitated Chief Bukola Olawale Olopade on his appointment by President Bola Tinubu as the Director General of the National Sports Commission. Governor Abiodun described Olopade as a worthy ambassador of Ogun State. In a congratulatory message signed by his Chief Press Secretary, Lekon Adeniro, Abiodun said Olopade, with his wealth of experience spanning decades in sports administration, would definitely perform beyond expectations in the new role. He further noted that Olopade has carved a niche for himself in sports administration through unwavering dedication and tenacity, adding that the appointment represents a round peg in a round hole. The governor equally praised President Tinubu for his consistency in talent hunting and sagacity in deploying capable hands to critical sectors for optimal performance. And to education now, Ogun State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, has received students who emerged as winners at the 2024 World Mathematics Competition held online, involving 33 countries, which cut across Africa, America, Asia, Australia, and Europe. The students, Irioluwa Olajide and Emmanuel Olusoya, both from Welkin International School, Ota, emerged winners at the junior and senior categories of the tournament, facilitated by the Mathematical Association of Nigeria, NAN, Ogun State Chapter. Others were Abdulafiz Ogunjimi and Aisha Idris, both from Migration Montessori College, Irewo Ijebode, who came first in the primary schools category, and Daniel Oji from Ambassador College, Ota, who also emerged first in the junior secondary schools category at the just concluded Kaduna 2024 MAN Conference. Professor Arigbabu, while speaking on the outstanding performance of the students in his office at Okemoson, Abeokuta, commended MAN for its unrelenting efforts towards assisting the learners to attain their full potentials. The commissioner said the way Ogun celebrated excellence inspired students to put in their best, urging heads of schools and teachers to discover more talented learners, nurture and engage them in competitions.
Also in the state has gone on to motivate our learners to want to do very well. Yet has almost become our own competition. It's like they have left it for us. I remember 3 years ago, we went there out of 24 lawyers, we started away 18 out of 24, and we left remaining 6 for the 35 6 of the so that we are not accused of being too good. It shows that something is happening in the education sector in the state.
The state chairman, MAN, Dr. Temitope Ajani, appreciated the ministry for supporting the association, which led to the contingent's outstanding success among other states in the country, saying despite the competitiveness from other participants, they were able to distinguish themselves. And as we end the news, let us remind you, life is not about control, but service. It is not about power, but empowerment. Don't forget you can watch us on Facebook at Ogtv and Ogun State Television, YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta, and on Ogtv website www.ogtv.com.ng/live. For the latest news and reports, check us on these platforms: X at Ogtv, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download Ogtv app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. And that's the news. Many thanks for watching. The Yoruba version comes up immediately. Do have a pleasant weekend.